Hey Backstage Con, my name is Chris, and I'm a principal engineer at RVO Health. I work alongside our internal platforms and cloud infrastructure team. We deliver core capabilities to our organization, one of them being Backstage. I'm excited to be here today and share how Backstage became the backbone of our AppSec program. I'm going to try to cover about a 3-year journey in 10 minutes, so let's see how it goes. So you probably haven't heard of RVO Health, but you may have used one of our brands. RVO Health is unique. We were formed in 2022 as a joint venture between 2 established parent companies. Each operated for 10+ years. Prior, we acquired companies themselves and have established assets and processes. But overnight, we brought together over 300 engineers with different tech stacks and tools with a mission to help millions achieve better health. All of us here know just what it takes to keep the lights on and teams moving fast, especially at scale. Early on, we knew we needed to be proactive and have a developer-friendly way to control the chaos. Does that sound familiar? So early on, our AppSec practices were still maturing, teams had existing processes, and tons of integration work was happening. Most people in the org only had up to 50% of the full story, and the reality was something I'm sure you're all familiar with: spreadsheets, Slack messages, and no clear ownership data. When a critical vulnerability was found, it took just way too much effort and friction to get the information in the right hands for a fix. Now, on day 1, we had this sprawling infrastructure, but we were kind of like a startup. We had dozens of engineering teams, over 1,000 GitHub repos, hundreds of cloud accounts across providers. Now, while our security team was building out their AppSec program, foundations, integrating existing practices, our central platform team reached for Backstage, specifically the software catalog, to help track ownership. We knew security would find this information valuable, and we were collecting the information for our own sanity. We wanted to try something a little different from a traditional CMDB. We invested in building the software catalog, even though teams initially questioned the value, and I can't blame them. We use open source entity providers and have built some of our own along the way. We automated as much as possible. We used Slack for gentle nudges and created a small plugin to track our progress. It took time, sweat, and lots of pull requests, but it's now just part of our ecosystem. Today, we hover around 90% adoption, and it runs mostly on autopilot. This foundational work was absolutely necessary to start showing back some value for teams' efforts. We were always inspired by Spotify's Backstage instance, specifically how they show aggregated data that is relevant to a user. We slowly adopted this concept ourselves via something we call team pages, and team pages are hubs of key information specific to a team. We found that rolling up data at a team or group level gives us the best ROI and fits cleanly in the Backstage catalog ecosystem. Team pages don't just serve individual groups, they're built with organizational hierarchy in mind. This means managers and leaders can easily view a team page features such as the security overview rolled up for entire departments or parent teams. Every feature on this page keeps that in mind. Now, team pages include a security overview card. This signals exactly what the team should be planning for and have on their radar. It's powered by our security metrics plugins, which have become one of our most used features of Backstage. Now, to just set some context, we use Wiz for cloud account security and GitHub Advanced Security for code security. Both of these tools generate security issues, and they're great at what they do. But these tools can generate a ton of noise. They don't immediately have context around who owns what in our organization, and they're yet another 2 places a development team needs to look. While these tools have some flexibility in creating views or segmenting issue data, there can be real challenges when integrating with multiple SaaS products. Each one does things a little bit differently. This is where Backstage comes in. We take advantage of what these tools do well, but we supplement where we can create our own unique value. Our security plugin started really as a quick and dirty table of Wiz issues for a team. We were quite frankly still trying to figure out if we could create enough value in Backstage for it to stick and make sense investing in long term. We had low usage, but some teams did find it helpful. As we matured, we wanted to expand beyond just cloud security. We realized there wasn't a great hub for GitHub findings, so we integrated these findings into the plugins. We try to show just enough information to then drive an engineer into GitHub to resolve the issues and cut through some of that noise. Now, the plugin has come a long way since inception. We integrated with GitHub, provide quick overview cards, and more recently added a historical view, which has really helped teams show progress over time. Teams now have a single place to see their security posture for the assets they own and operate. When you put this information in front of a team, they really want to drive these numbers down and to the right. I'm guilty of checking my own team's page and 30 minutes later realizing that I just ran my 10th yarn Y command. The plugin is great, it's necessary, but teams don't naturally wake up and check this data. Teams can invite our Slack bot to a Slack channel and configure weekly notifications. This delivers a summary every Monday with links to dive deeper for remediation. Each major part of our business has a collaboration channel with security where the notifications are also delivered, and this has been a great workflow to call out specific issues and track progress. Teams have flexibility in how to plan and incorporate this work. We didn't find success with things like creating Jira tickets at scale. There's just too many teams and they do things differently. We've really found that the combination of Backstage and Slack or notifications are really impactful in driving action from teams. Now, the security team was fully on board at this point, but they wanted to tighten the loop between detection and remediation, especially for those critical and high vulnerabilities. Our security team actually contributed real-time notifications for these security issues using webhooks and the Backstage event system. Now, if a critical issue is detected, a team receives a Slack message almost immediately after our tooling detects it, all powered by Backstage. I've pushed through dependency fixes to our Backstage instance in a matter of an hour, and it always brings a smile to my face. Now, I want to stress that our journey didn't happen overnight. It was a combination of incremental steps contributed by almost a dozen people over a 3-year time period. Teams now have a standard and familiar place to track their security efforts. And there's no doubt that Backstage played a crucial role in helping mature our AppSec program, reduce the friction and time to ship security fixes. It's just the normal. Now, something that's been really amazing to see is the inner source contributions from our security team. For example, they're even starting to use Backstage to power quarterly access campaigns, something that we have to do every quarter across a lot of access, completely built by Backstage themselves. Now, our plugins leverage as much core Backstage features and services as much as possible. We want to keep it simple, and we want to only invest how much we want to. I think that's what makes it so much fun to build on Backstage. Everything you need to solve a problem is literally just a pull request away. After our initial investment, each subsequent feature seems easier and easier to build. We're even seeing some folks with limited software development experience leverage Backstage, agentic coding, and some hands-on guidance to ship value. I want to give a shout out to the Backstage community. Backstage is helping teams solve real problems in scalable, simple, and sustainable ways. Thank you for listening. That was a lot in 8 minutes. But if anything in my talk interests you, come find me and let's chat.